Good morning. Hi, my name is Frances Stone. I'm a certified addictions counselor and a mother and woman in long-term recovery. I am also the founder and president of Mother's Recovery Society and the organizer of Dad's Recovery Society. Still a work in progress, that one. I am here today because I want to be of service. I'm an addictions counselor in the middle of a pandemic and overdose crisis. I want to be of service and to help others. And to be honest, that helps me too. That's the paradox of addiction, is that to help ourselves, we need to help other people. So to help others and share what I've learned about sobriety and recovery really does help me in my life and helps inspire me and encourage me and give me hope for the future. And so that's why I do it. And that's why I do a lot of it. Is because I really need that encouragement and that hope. And so I'm hoping with this channel that I'll be able to give that to people that need it as well, and that we're able to connect, because even over and over again, I've learned that that connection is really the antidote to addiction. And that I think that regardless of the kind of substance or behavior or thing that you use to escape reality, that really at the end of the day, what we're trying to escape is that feeling of being alone. So I'm here to share what I've learned about how I'm able to cope with that and how I'm able to work through those feelings and stay sober. At the end of the day, that's really what is necessary to recover from addiction, is to stay sober. And there may be a different vision that you have for your life. Maybe you just want to moderate your use. I came to a place in my life where I finally surrendered to the fact that I could not moderate my use, that excuse me, that sometimes it would be no big deal if I had a few drinks and then I would go out and nothing terrible would happen. But then sometimes I would go out and I would have a few drinks and lots of terrible things happened. And I never knew which one it was going to be when I picked up a drink. So eventually I just gave up trying to play Russian roulette with my life. And some people describe that as, you know, if you want to hit a bottom, you just stop digging. And for me, when I finally surrendered and really gave up alcohol and committed to my recovery, that I committed to myself, that I committed to a path of self-love, and that for me was sobriety. So not sure where you're at on your path, but that was true for me. There's lots of different things that I hope to be able to share on here. I'm not planning on editing these videos. I'm not planning on making them super fancy or special. I just want to be authentic. I want to keep it really simple, and just share what I've learned. And that's a lot, because for me, a little bit of my story is I was a single parent for 17 years. I have 3 children. And so that was a struggle to be able to raise 3 children by myself, which led to the founding of Mother's Recovery Society, because I really struggled a lot with feeling alone, and I needed that community when I was struggling with my addiction and struggling with just being able to stay sober and not make things worse. And there's a lot of different things that contribute to substance misuse, and it's really not about the substance. I mean, there can be a physical dependency, definitely, for sure, that is real and true, but a lot of it is just like not wanting to face reality. So for me, I really had to, like, there's a piece where I had to surrender to the things that I couldn't change about my reality and work on the things that I could change. And so for me, that looks like creating support networks, being of service in different capacities. It doesn't necessarily mean just in my 12-step community. It also means doing things like this and stepping out of my comfort zone and helping others with what I've learned. And I came into recovery when I was 30 years old. I came in through a spiritual experience that made me a born again Christian. And that was a really confusing time for me. I had to work through all my ideas of being Catholic and trying to do the right thing and wanting to do God's will, but not really knowing what that was. So I finally came to a place where I started to get to know a God of my understanding instead of follow a Catholic God that I didn't understand, but I kept trying to seek approval from. And if you're Catholic, you'll understand what I mean by that. And so I sort of like, from there have this patchwork of spirituality that works for me. I do still consider myself a Christian. I do believe in Jesus Christ, but I become a much more spiritual person, and I really try to follow my heart and follow my intuition, and I don't focus so much on the rules, because the rules for me really kept me sick and kept me in fear-based relationships that were not healthy. And so I just needed to learn my own lessons around that. So I'm grateful that I did. I'm grateful to be the mother to the children that I have. I love them very much. They give my life meaning and fill my heart and have taught me everything I know about love and commitment and loyalty, like really being loyal to the people that I love. My children have taught me everything about love and through the God of my understanding. So, but my children no longer live with me. So that has been another process that I have entered into in the last couple years. There was some struggles around parenting my children, and I don't think it's fair to them to really discuss it at length. But basically, there needed to be a change, and they needed their father. They needed their father. He's a stronger authority type. And although that did not work in our relationship, it really has served them well in parenting teenagers. And I'm grateful that he was able to turn his life around, because he wouldn't have been capable of that early in their lives, but he is capable of that now. And I'm grateful that I didn't give up on him. And I'm grateful that my children are going to know their father in this way, and that it's kind of like, it's one of those things where I feel like it's fair for them to live with their mother for, a portion of their life, and to live with their father for a portion of their life, because then they get to know both parents and they get to feel that unconditional love to, not when they're perfect and on their best behavior, but when they're just being themselves. They really get to know that their parents know them and love them. And I'm proud of that. However, there is stigma and shame around a mother not living with her children. And there's been a huge grieving process for me not living with my kids. And I think that it's ultimately made me stronger, and stronger in my sobriety, and stronger in my commitment to be of service, because service has become so important to me while I've been grieving and missing my children. So that's a little bit about that. I'm sure that we'll discuss that in further videos. I just want to put out there that, I'm not perfect at all. Really, really imperfect up in here. And I struggle with mental health. I struggle with addiction. I struggle with a lot of different things. And I would say that I struggle, but I don't give up and I don't quit. And I'm proud of my sobriety. I'm proud of having multiple years of sobriety. I've been in recovery for 15 years and sober for 8. I learned a lot of lessons in that first 7 years that I really feel like strengthened me and gave me a lot more compassion and empathy for my own imperfection, and the imperfection of others, and how long it can take to recover and to learn how to just be myself without substances, to um, relieve what is it that we're trying to relieve when we relieve our addiction? It's different for everybody, and it can be different at different times. There's different things that I relieved with the help of a substance or a behavior or a thing. And again, I don't think it matters what the thing is, whether it's heroin or alcohol or cigarettes or food. I really, really, truly, 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 truly do not think it matters at all. It all comes from that same wound of just feeling empty, feeling alone, wanting to self-soothe, not having coping tools, different things that just really make it hard to just, hold on to the hope and wait another day for things to get better. And I would say that the longer that I have been sober, the longer that I've been in recovery, the more I realize that as long as I stay sober, that things will get better. And a lot of that comes from the strength of my higher power. I do believe God inspires me and has inspired me to do this here today, because God is for me. God is trying to help me win, help me succeed. He wants me to help others and for that to help myself. And I believe that God wants me to have a good life. And I believe that that's true for you too. And so I hope these videos will help people feel less alone. I hope that they find and connect with the people that they're meant to find and connect with. Um, they won't be perfect. I'm not going to edit them. I'm not going to make them perfect. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to be me. And hopefully for you, that will be enough. But it has certainly over the years become more than enough for me. And so I'm grateful to be of service. I'm grateful to be here today. I hope that you will like and subscribe and connect with me through these videos. Encouragement is always welcome. If you are looking for an addictions counselor, I am in private practice. You can reach out to me on my Instagram or Facebook at Addictions Counselor, Frances Stone Counselor. Google me, do whatever you need to do to find me, but find me if you're interested in private one-on-one sessions, because I am available for that at this time. And I do want to help. My rates are affordable. I actually lowered my rates during the pandemic. So yeah. So if that interests you, you can also check out my website, francesstonecounselor.com. And yeah, lots of ways to find me. So I look forward to doing another video. I'm going to try to do these often so that I get in the habit of doing them. So I will try to post one tomorrow. I will post one tomorrow. I won't say I'll try. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll post one tomorrow, although I don't know what it'll be about yet. So God will have to tell me what that's going to be about. But yeah, like, subscribe, find me. That's it. Thank you. Have a great day.